AmpRepairGuy.com, 203-892-4119. Also, HarbachElectronics.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. So we have another Heathkit Sb221 in for repair. I'm going to go through it, do everything I normally do. Okay, so all of these items are going into the amplifier. All of these items are available on HarbachElectronics.com. These come as kits. These two items right here. I use only the highest quality capacitors. No one else uses these caps. These are chemic caps. I always flow the solder through from one side of the board to the other. They're through-hole plated also. I mean, it's not 100% necessary, but I just I'm a fanatic with things being perfect. So I put those together. I wound the parasitic suppressors. Those are good. So this amp needs new SO239s. Let me try to show you here. Just slips right in and out. See that? Normally these ones are okay, and I really hate changing these ones. They're just such a pain. All of the Ameritrons end up having problems, but they use better connectors on these. So someone probably had a solder glob on their PL259, or they were putting the PL259 in at an angle, and that can also destroy the SO239 clips on the inside of the connector. Okay, so this one has 10 meters, does not have the filter, has the extra contact on the band switch. So I'm going to check it once it's all done and see what I see for input SWRs. Hopefully the inputs were tweaked when it was built, because they used some different cap values for the input circuits on the between the 220 and 221. This does not have the 221 plate transformer. They're the same transformer, but one of them has a Molex plug that goes through the chassis. This one does not have it. The air variable caps are good. I don't see any damage. I had pushed down the interlock temporarily to check it with the cover off. Fan is good. I always check the filament transformer. Meters are good. Okay, so I saw a video, or actually someone told me about a video, and I ended up seeing it years ago. You know, you don't check the filament transformer with the tubes in. You always want to pull tubes out. And I check it. You know, if this had the older caps in it, I wouldn't turn it on. It has the newer ones, which are still old, but I took the chance to turn it on. Otherwise, I would disconnect the transformer secondary, turn it on. You just want to make sure that winding is okay on the filament transformer. And if you have a grid to cathode short, you'll end up, you know, with this, if the stock bias configuration is still set up, you'll end up cooking the transformer. So there was a guy actually testing ANAP, turned it on, and made a video with a thermal gun thing, you know, to take temperature reading, and it was actually cooking the transformer during the video because one of the tubes had a grid to cathode short. So hey, so I'm gonna get to work, and I will see you guys in a bit, so stay tuned. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Looks like someone changed the resistor here. This still has the forced bias set up. Ground the grids and do everything else I normally do. Change that cap. Someone changed the cap, but looks like someone changed the fan at some point. Okay, so we'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned. Moving along here. Grids are grounded. Did the bias mod, self bias. Changed the resistor. Changed the cap. I'm gonna get rid of this wire nut and solder and heat shrink. So I didn't even notice this before, but I used the wrong coax for the output coax. So I'm going to swap this out. Also swap out the SO239s and change this resistor. I don't know if it's the right value or not. Anyway, so I'm going to check that out. It's obviously been overheating. Okay, so I'm going to get back to work. See you guys soon. Stay tuned. Corrected the issue. Put some Teflon tube over the leads on the side so they don't touch each other or the chassis. I'm going to put the sidebar on, flip it over, put the parasitic suppressors in, change the plate blocker, and should be good to test. See you guys soon. Back with the completed Sb221. Customer wants to see it working on 40 meters. There are the settings. It's on the lower voltage setting. frequency. Radio set to 100 watts. 2500 watt slug, so we're going to bring it up to roughly 1250 PEP. Bird 43, genuine bird PEP kit going into a bird dummy load. Key the amp, audio hello, 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 about a kilowatt on the lower voltage setting. Hello, 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 hello. Never switch this under load. It's on the higher voltage setting. Audio hello, 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 about 1250 here over 1250. Hello, 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 hello. Should be relative power. Sensitivity. Audio. Crank it up all the way. Audio. Okay, so audio hello, grid current, grid current, grid current, grid current. And it works as it should. Okay, so I'll finish testing the other bands, and if everything's good, I'll crack it open and show you everything I did. Okay, see you guys soon. Stay tuned. So here's the inside. New Harbach metering board, new Harbach filter cap board. Both kits, I assembled them and installed them. UB positive wire, UB negative wire. 10 ohm, 10 watt series glitch resistor. Always remove this nut and tighten up on this nut, and sure enough it was loose. Place this meter lamp assembly. The wire connections were broken off inside. It was just spinning when I pulled it out from the meter. Replaced the meter lamp bulbs. Removed the outer nuts and snugged up on the inner nuts. They were loose for both meters. Clean the input rotary switch with deoxy gold. Output rotary switch / the end switch with deoxy gold. Put some heat shrink on one of the secondary leads that had been rubbing on the terminal in the old filter cap bank. Bent the high voltage crowbar back in place. New plate blocking cap, new parasitic suppressor resistors. Got rid of some of the slack here. There was too much, and it was almost touching the output network coil. Tied up on hardware. Okay, so I will flip it over and I'll show you the bottom. See you guys soon. Well, it has the nice pretty Amperex 3500Ds sold by Penta Labs. Great company there. Awesome people. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I'm back with the bottom. Grounded the grid for each tube. Straps directly to the chassis. Best way to do it. Change electrolytic cap over here. Did the self-bias modification and replace the 100K resistor. Replace the bypass caps with line rated ones. Properly insulated on the hot side so they won't short together or to the chassis. Fix the RF sampler circuit for the relative power meter. That's all set. Place that other piece of output coax. Now it has Teflon coax, and I soldered the grounds really well. These tabs. Clean the TR/bias relay with deoxy gold. Resoldered the feed, one side of the feed through solid lead here, and it was almost touching the output solid lead, so I corrected that. That's all set. Secured the two wires for the relay coil. Got rid of that wire nut, soldered and heat shrunk it. The brand new SO239s from Max Gain Systems, just awesome people there, really nice people. Fix some solder joints. Solder joints over here too. That's about it. So if you need an amp repaired, feel free to give me a call. Been really busy with other stuff, Harbach orders and everything, and I only have so much time here. It's summer too, so I have a lot of lots and lots of outside stuff and other stuff. So I'm not doing as many videos right now, but I am here working away. So if you need an amp repaired, feel free to give me a call. 203-892-4119. Websites are amprepairguy.com and also harbachelectronics.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.